There was an old library that didn't appear on any map. It stood at the end of a narrow street where almost no one walked. The building wasn't famous. There was no sign above its door. Most people passed it without even noticing it. Yet those who entered never forgot what they found inside. 20-year-old Nathan loved reading mysteries more than anything else. Whenever he visited a new city, he searched for old bookstores and forgotten libraries. One rainy afternoon, while exploring the oldest part of the city, he noticed a small wooden door between two abandoned buildings. Above it hung a faded brass lantern. Nothing else. Curious, Nathan stepped inside. The library was silent. Rows of towering bookshelves stretched from floor to ceiling. Thousands of old books filled the room. The air smelled of paper and wood. Behind a wooden desk sat an elderly librarian. She looked up and smiled. "Welcome. I've been expecting you." Nathan laughed politely. "I think you've mistaken me for someone else." The librarian simply pointed toward the last bookshelf. "The book you're looking for is already waiting." Nathan frowned. He hadn't told anyone why he had come. Slowly, he walked toward the final shelf. Hundreds of books stood neatly together. Expect one. A dark blue book lay on its own. There was no title, no author's name, only a silver symbol that looked like an unfinished circle. As soon as Nathan touched it, a small piece of paper slipped from between the pages. It read, "Return me before tomorrow's sunset." Nathan smiled. Interesting marketing. He carried the book back to the desk. "How much is it?" The librarian shook her head. "It isn't for sale. You may borrow it. Just remember the note." Nathan placed the book into his backpack. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll bring it back." The librarian looked directly into his eyes. Most people say that. Very few actually do. Outside, the rain had stopped. Nathan hurried home. That night, he finally opened the book. The first page contained only one sentence. "This story begins tomorrow morning." He turned to the next page. It described a young university student leaving his apartment at exactly 8:15 a.m. Nathan smiled. "That's not me. He usually left after 9. He closed the book and went to sleep. The next morning, his alarm didn't ring. He woke up late. Panicking, he rushed out of his apartment. When he looked at his watch, it was 8:15 a.m. He stopped walking. A strange feeling filled his chest. "Just a coincidence," he whispered. He continued toward the bus stop. Halfway there, a cyclist accidentally dropped a stack of books onto the sidewalk. Nathan bent down to help. One book fell open. Inside was a handwritten message. "Keep reading." Nathan froze. Those exact words were printed on the next page of the mysterious blue book. He had read them the night before. Slowly, he looked around. For the first time, he left as though someone already knew every step he was about to take. Nathan slowly opened the next page. There was only one sentence. "Return the book, and your story remains yours." A cold shiver ran down his spine. Without wasting another second, he rushed back through the narrow streets. As the sun began to set, he finally reached the old library. The elderly librarian was already waiting. She smiled as Nathan placed the blue book on the desk. "You finished it?" she asked. Nathan shook his head. "No, I chose not to." The librarian nodded. That was the final chapter. She gently placed the book back onto the shelf. The silver symbol on its cover slowly disappeared. "The book never predicts the future," she said. It only reveals what happens when people stop making their own choices. Nathan looked at the empty shelf for a moment. When he blinked, the blue book was gone. So was the shelf where it had been. As he stepped outside, the library door quietly closed behind him. He turned around, but there was no library anymore. Nathan suddenly opened his eyes. He was sitting at his desk. "It was just a dream," he whispered. As he closed the blue book, a small note onto the table. "Return me before tomorrow's sunset." Nathan froze. Maybe it wasn't just a dream after all. The end.